The best time to start intentionally building your personal brand was yesterday. The second best time is right now. Here's what I see happening all the time. A high-performing woman gets blindsided by a company change. Maybe it's a return to office mandate or a leadership change that completely blows up the culture. Whatever it is, suddenly the job that once felt exciting and aligned doesn't anymore, and she wants something new and energizing. But she's scrambling, updating her LinkedIn in a panic, trying to figure out if now's the time to work for herself, reaching out cold to her network after months of silence, trying to figure out how to tell her story when she hasn't actively been shaping it. And so the opportunities, they're not flowing because nobody really knows what she does, what she stands for, or why she should be the obvious choice. Here's the truth most women don't want to hear. Your personal brand isn't something you build when you need it. It's something you build so you never have to need it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a professional personal brand that doesn't just open doors today, but creates opportunities for your future self, no matter where your career takes you. Let me tell you about the moment that I learned this lesson. So a few years ago, I wound down my tech startup. After 3.5 years of building, I had just failed my 3.5-year mission, and honestly, I had no idea what would happen next. But something unexpected happened. Jobs started landing in my inbox, real opportunities from senior leaders that knew me, knew my work, and trusted that I could deliver. And here's what I realized. It wasn't just luck. It happened because I'd been building my brand accidentally the entire time I was building my tech startup. I was proactively showing the world the things I was naturally good at and the kind of work I was motivated to do. I was building my reputation for driving customer-facing business growth. That was my identity and visibility engine running while I worked. And here's where it gets really interesting. After a few pivots that first didn't feel quite right, I made a decision. I wasn't going to leave my career opportunities to chance anymore. I wasn't just going to take whatever came my way. And from there, I decided the titles I was ready for, the salary I wanted, the seniority I felt ready for. And then I positioned myself as the obvious choice and began to intentionally leverage strategic storytelling. That's when everything really shifted, because once you understand that you can adjust your positioning and your storytelling based on the results you want next while keeping your identity and visibility engines always running in the background, that's when you stop being at the mercy of the market. That's when you start creating opportunities instead of just reacting to them. And over the past 2 years of growing my network, pivoting my business, and creating content, I have learned this. Opportunities come when you get clear on your identity and visibility game, and then specific results come when you position yourself and tell your story based on who you want to serve next. That's what I teach highly motivated women to do now. That's the opportunity magnet method. And today I'm breaking down exactly how to build a personal brand that serves your future self, not just your current situation. But before we dive into the 4 pillars, let me ask you something. Do you actually know what's standing between you and your next exciting opportunity? Most people think they do, but then they begin to reflect and question all of their previous assumptions. This is why I created the Career Clarity Assessment. It is free. It takes less than 5 minutes, and it will show you exactly where you're losing opportunities, where your brand needs some work, and what to focus on first. The link is in the description. Take it now. Let's get clear on what's really holding you back. All right, let's build your brand. So here's what most people get wrong about personal branding. They think it's about posting on LinkedIn every day. They think it's about becoming an influencer or having a massive following. That's not what a strong personal brand is. First of all, you already have a personal brand, whether you realize it or not. Your personal brand is your impression in the moment, and your reputation is built over time. And the 4 pillars of a personal brand include identity, who you are, positioning, who you serve and the problem you solve, storytelling, how you connect the dots between your past results and the value you create in the world now, and then visibility is about how people meet you and see your value. And when you get those things working for you, your brand becomes an asset that works for you 24/7, even when you're not in the room. So let's go deeper into the 4 pillars to make this crystal clear. Pillar number 1, identity, who you are. This is your foundation, your values, your strengths, your interests, your unique perspective. Most people skip this step because they think it's obvious. I don't need to waste time here. I've done this a lot. But here's the problem. If you are not very, very clear on these things, nobody else can be either. Your identity is what makes you memorable. It's what makes people think of you when an exciting opportunity comes up. It's the through line that connects everything that you do, even when your job title changes. So ask yourself, what do I consistently care about? What am I naturally good at? What lens do I see the world through that others might not? This is all a big part of your identity. It becomes stronger every time you switch roles, no matter how different they are. Pillar number 2. Positioning, what you do and for whom. So this is your professional lane that you've chosen for your next chapter. How do you translate your identity into tangible value for a specific audience? So here's the key. Your positioning can and should evolve as your career evolves. So when I wound down my tech startup, I didn't have positioning or storytelling figured out. I wasn't intentional about it. So the first couple of opportunities that landed in my lap weren't quite right because I hadn't been clear about what I wanted or what I actually needed in my career to be fulfilled. And then when I decided to pursue specific titles and salary ranges, I got intentional about my positioning and my storytelling. But my identity stayed consistent. Your positioning answers, what problem do I solve? Who do I solve it for? Why should they choose me? And here's what most people miss. Your positioning should be based on where you want to go next, not just where you've been. So you can start positioning yourself for your next chapter before you are officially in it. Now, pillar number 3 is storytelling, how you communicate. So this is how you bring your identity and positioning to life through credible storytelling. So the professionals who get chosen are the ones who can tell a compelling story about their journey, their expertise, and their impact. Not just a list of job titles and responsibilities, an actual narrative that helps people understand your value and how you make decisions. So your story for each chapter of your career should answer what motivated you to take each role, what did you learn and contribute while you were in it, and then what motivated you to move on. And here's the thing about storytelling. It's not about perfection, it's about connection. The most powerful stories include the decisions you've made as a result of the things that were out of your control, because that's what makes people trust you. And finally, pillar number 4, visibility, where and how you show up. So this is about strategically networking and showcasing your value in the places that matter. And no, you don't need to post on social media every day. You don't need to become a content machine. What you need are assets that speak for you when you are not there. A strong portfolio, powerful testimonials, perspective pieces that demonstrate your expertise, meaningful connections with people who respect your work, recommendations from people you've worked with in the past. Visibility is about being findable, memorable, and referable. So when someone in your network hears about an opportunity that matches what you do, and your name will immediately come to mind. So here's what most people don't realize. A strong brand makes future pivots faster and easier. When I decided to pivot my positioning anytime in the past 5 years based on what I wanted to do next, I didn't have to start from scratch each time. My network trusted me. My reputation was already established. I just had to adjust my storytelling to reflect where I was going next and why. I just had to connect the dots for people between where I've been and where I wanted to go next. That is the power of storytelling. Whether you want to move from corporate to consulting, from employee to entrepreneur, from one industry to another, from individual contributor to leader, the investment you make in your brand today makes every future transition much smoother, because people already know who you are and they already trust your judgment. They've already seen what you did. So let's get tactical. You don't need to overhaul your entire life to start building a brand. Just start here. So get clear on your identity, write down your core values, your top strengths, and the perspective you bring that's specific to you and your journey. Use this as your North Star. Then define your current positioning. Who do you serve? What problem do you love to solve? What results do you create? Make it specific and compelling. And craft your story. So practice telling your professional narrative in a way that's authentic, compelling, and focused on value and impact, not just job titles. Build your visibility assets. So update your LinkedIn with strategic intention. Ask for testimonials from people who've seen you at your best. Create at least one piece of content that demonstrates your past expertise or a past career win, whether that's in the form of an article, a case study, or a perspective piece. And finally, show up consistently. You don't need to be everywhere. Pick 1 or 2 channels where your ideal opportunities and decision makers are, and show up there with consistency that works for you. Start with once a month if you find it intimidating. It'll get easier, I promise. Showing up consistently for you might be on LinkedIn. It might be at industry events. It might be a specific community. Wherever it is, be present and be valuable. Here's what I want you to remember. Your personal brand is not about becoming someone you're not. It's about making sure the world sees the value you already bring. It's about building optionality for your future self. so that when the next opportunity comes or when you're ready to make a bold move, you're not starting from zero. You're stepping into something you've been building all along. The women who own their careers are the ones who own their narrative. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for the perfect time. They start building now so their next move feels intentional and not reactive. You are more capable, more valuable, and more marketable than you give yourself credit for. And the question is, are you making sure the right people know it? So start building your brand today. Your future self will thank you. Now, if you are watching this thinking, okay, yes, I need to get clear on what's actually holding me back, stop right here, take the Career Clarity Assessment on my website. It is completely free. It takes less than 5 minutes and it will show you exactly where you're losing opportunities and what to focus on first. The link is in the description. Do not let another week go by wondering why opportunities aren't flowing. Get the clarity you need to actually move forward. Take the assessment and let's start building a brand that opens doors for your future self. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, make sure you subscribe, because next we are diving into the finale of this series, the fastest path to lifestyle freedom through personal branding. I'm going to show you how your personal brand creates optionality, freedom, and the ability to design work around your life, not the other way around. I will see you there. Now go build your brand.